January 3rd, 2013. I'm here in the Linwood, Washington shop with Nick Franklin, and he climbs into our first WIKISPEED car, chassis number 001, and it had a rough idle. It was running rough, and Nick troubleshot that last Sunday. It took him, I think, about 4 hours net altogether. And the fuel pump was running a little low, 10 psi low. He set it to 60 psi using the fuel pressure regulator, and then he found two of the coil packs were indeed bad, and he replaced those. Can you start it now and show us how it's idling?
Yeah! Woo!
That sounds about right. How did you know the coil packs were bad?
Basically, what I did is I started the motor. It wasn't running too well, so I went along the top and unplugged each coil pack. And usually when you unplug it, it would hesitate more. If there was a coil pack that wasn't doing what it was supposed to, or a dead cylinder, when you unplug that coil pack, it wouldn't change the idle at all. So I unplugged them until I found the one that didn't make a difference, pulled it out, dropped in a new one, started it up, and it fixed that problem.
Awesome. Very short troubleshooting. And if you could point out the coil pack for team members who might not have seen one before, or anyone on the internet. Here, I'll come around too. So here I'm walking through Bay 1 to look at the engine module of car number 1. Yeah, so if you can point out the coil packs.
So yeah, these are the coil packs.
And so those are attached to the spark plugs to fire the ignition.
Yep.
To ignite each cylinder. Okay, yeah, and so you pulled out each of these using standard tools. There's the acorn head hex nut.
It's 10 millimeter. You just unplug that, or undo that, unplug this.
Unclip the wiring harness, take off one 10 millimeter nut, and you're able to pull the coil pack.
Yep. And just so you guys know, I wasn't able to find the manufacturer's specification for the resistance inside the coil to determine whether or not it's bad. But what I did test is on the coils that were good, I believe it was 45 ohms across the two outer terminals inside this this plug right here. And then on the bad one, I got 48 ohms. So
some increased resistance.
Yeah, the resistance was increased by 2 ohms.
And two of them were bad?
Two of them were bad.
Okay. And it was the center two?
It was the center two, yep.
Yeah. Fantastic. And then the fuel pressure regulator is this guy, and you adjusted it using a screwdriver to 60 psi?
Yeah.
And it has a gauge right on it letting us know the current psi with this aftermarket fuel pump that's connected to our aftermarket fuel tank. Anything else to add for team members or other folks elsewhere in the world with a similar problem on their 2006 or newer Honda Civic or their WIKISPEED SGT01, which uses the same Honda R18A engine?
Nothing that I can think of right now.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it.